Together with the Kennel Club, we have taken this initiative to improve the health and well-being for all dogs. And we support Kennel Club accredited breeders with a voucher of DNA testing of total £10,000. So we can identify and reduce disease and so.
It's tremendous use, and we're very grateful for this initiative. Health checking, health testing has been part of the dog breeder's psyche now for decades. And the really responsible breeders, and thankfully there are many responsible breeders out there, really take health checking seriously. And this new DNA technology is just the next stage in that natural progress of providing with better screening programs. Any health information you can get about those dogs can help the breeders to minimise health problems in future generations. And so being able to encourage them to DNA test, which is the sort of the Rolls Royce of health screening, is a great advantage. So even from the sort of late 19th century, health has been a fairly major priority, and breeders ever since have done their very best and used what was ever available at the time to try to breed better litters in future generations. And as the whole thing's progressed, those tests have become more and more sophisticated, and what we're left with now are these highly sophisticated tests, DNA tests for inherited disease, which truly allow breeders who use those tests to remove a problem within a couple of generations. And the classic example is the Irish setter. In five years, using DNA testing, the Irish setter population in the UK managed to remove a fairly serious disease, which now no longer exists in the breed. If you talk to veterinarians, they treat as many crossbreds with hind limb lameness, arthritis, as they do German Shepherds. Whereas some of these DNA tests look for what we call single gene diseases that result from just one particular mutant gene. They tend to be breed specific. But even in breeds where breeds that are affected with these diseases, the prevalence is always less than 1%, or usually less than 1%. So although they are breed specific and are rarely seen in crossbred populations, the fact that the breeders can screen for them and then undergo very strict selection of who they should mate to, which dog and bitches should mate together, they can very quickly eradicate these things. And DNA tests just give them the confidence to make those sort of selections. But one of the issues really stems from what we call exaggerated breeding. The idea that if something is seen to be good, then more of it is better. And that's where some of the breeds we've been alluding to, they've gone a little bit too far. And we do need to address some of these issues. But the only way we're going to address the issues is to persuade the breeders to kind of rein back and produce a different type of dog. And there are really two facets to that. One is the breeders, but I think importantly are the judges. And one of the big things the Kennel Club have been doing now for a number of years, although it has accelerated in recent times because of events, is really educating judges of their own responsibility and the part that they play in this whole process. Because there's no doubt that if judges change the type of dog they put up, breeders will very quickly breed that type of dog. My view is that most dogs, not all dogs, but most dog breeds were developed for a particular function. And I think when a judge judges those dogs, they should look at them and ask, can that dog perform the function it was intended to do? Even though that function may have long gone in history, it should still look as if it could do it. And I think if they adopt that particular principle, then they won't go far wrong. Since 1987, the Kennel Club have routinely analysed and looked at breed standards, probably every 5 years, and tried to take out any suggestion that might lead to exaggerated breeding. We've been a lot more strict recently to try and remove any suggestion for exaggerated breeding, but it's been an ongoing process. I personally feel that change will come about through education, and we have a huge empire in a sense here. A lot of people are registering dogs with us, and we need to talk to as many of those as possible so that we can identify those that don't realise what they should be doing and persuade them to start doing things correctly. And initiatives like this and the development of DNA tests are real obvious examples of how we can take that message to a much broader church, people who are not necessarily breed club members, who may not come to Crufts to exhibit, but are still breeding dogs. We need to get the message wider, and these sort of initiatives help immensely. And of course, linking with a pet insurance company, they do touch most of those dog breeders.